It's anytime you can beat in-state opponent, it's big because we understand the magnitude of the game, and we're going to continue to play games like this. Northern's going to be a good basketball team. They're very methodical and patient in their offense. They make you work. So it was a really good test for us. They were undersized, so our post players were going to have to move their feet. We talked about that. Guarding three-point shot was something that we focused on probably a little bit too much because we were running them off the three-point line, and sometimes we were getting beat off the line drive. So we know there's a lot we have to work on. We know there's a lot to be had, but you still have to celebrate in these situations. And although our defense wasn't as good, schematically, the communication, we blocked a lot of shots. We used our strength, with our height and our length. Thought we rebounded the ball, decently. But we just need a little bit more in certain areas, and a lot of that is just fundamental, and then just the energy, the effort, and the attitude. So we'll continue to work. I'm excited. We got loads of potential, but we just have to. It's a work in progress, and I am guilty as anyone. I want it to be full swing right now, but it's something we need to work on.
Coach, lots of face-up defense in this one. You touched on defensive communication a little bit, but do you feel like you struggle with defensive communication on on-ball screens?
Yeah, part of that's my fault. Part of it is you have to have things happen a little bit organically, and I struggle. I went into this game and I didn't feel good because I'm learning them, like who can switch with who, in what situations do we have to. Today we did like a little elementary exercise, and I said, okay, I put all the bigs on one side and all the littles on the other side, and I said, you guys can switch with this group, and you guys can switch with this group. And as elementary as it was, okay, we're still learning, who can do what, how we want to play certain situations. And it's going to continue to, evolve throughout the year. So we had some moments where we did okay. We had some moments where we were really bad. But I think that's to be expected with a new team, a new surrounding, and in game two.
Coach, the teams now out-rebounded their opponents by double-digit margins. Can you speak on how important it is winning that rebound battle, and also Ms. Strack and how she impacts the rebound game?
Yeah, that's something that we put on the board before every game. That's always been a point of emphasis with any team that I've ever coached. You have to win the rebound battle, and sometimes we even say that whoever's going to win the rebound battle is going to win the game. And so we put a lot of focus on that. Our defense puts us in position to rebound the basketball extremely well, especially on the defensive end. We need to work on it on the offensive end, especially with the height that we have. But it's something that we really focus on is the rebounding battle. She's got a nose for the basketball. She goes after it. She's as physical as any player that I've ever had. She wants to go get the rebounds, and hopefully that becomes contagious because we've got some other players who have the ability to do that, and they just have to have the mindset like she does.
Coach, you had 22 assists on 30 made field goals. Can you just talk about the unselfishness of this team and, all the way from your guards to your post? Georgia had 8 and Clara had 8, just the unselfish play of this team.
That's what our teams are based on. Our offense is based off of that, sharing the basketball. If we were giving out little stickers for doing well, I'd give them out for making the extra pass, because we want to make sure we share the basketball. If we do that, I think we had like 26 assists the other night, and those numbers are not uncommon for our teams and the way we play with our style, our offense. Sometimes I even have to tell them it's okay to put the ball on the floor and drive, but we're more about pass-based. And they really look for each other. Her and Clara Silva, the Claras, they do a really good job with the high-low. They look for each other constantly, and I think they feed off of each other very well. So I think it's going to be something. I think we'll break the 30 mark at some point this year, when we start hitting some shots like we are capable of. But that's the way our offense is predicated on, sharing the basketball.
Coach, you all had 16 blocks tonight. I believe, if I'm right, that's like second in program history. Just, obviously there's a lot of work to be done defensively, and tonight you may have had a size advantage. But just in general, how pleased are you with your team's ability to contest shots?
Well, we need to play to our strengths, and we're not we're not going to be faster than everyone. As a matter of fact, we might be. You might consider us as like tall turtles. We don't move very fast, but laterally, but we're very tall. And so we have to play to our strength. There's some teams that are out there that can press and, get in front of you and do lots of different things, but then they can't do anything once you get there because they don't have the length. And so we're learning how to use our length. You know, like today, sometimes I let them go. She had 3 fouls early. Early in the third. I put her back in at the end, you know, to get a couple of plays. But she's going to have to learn how to play without fouling. Amelia had the same thing, and so but they're learning how to use their length. They're learning where their help is coming from, and then we rotate with some more length. And that's going to have to be something that's going to be a plus for us as the year goes on.
3 blocks for Georgia, is that just kind of a normal game?
No, she's going to boast about that. No, she's probably in the locker room bragging about that now. So she better keep her little butt on the ground and stop trying to block shots. We've got other people for that, so we'll do that.
Clara, after those 3 fouls, can you kind of speak to the adjustments you made to continue helping the team?
Yeah, I mean, you have to play smart, obviously, when you have fouls, but you still have to be aggressive and still, like, be a presence out there. So I think just being smart and not jumping, not doing things like that, or, like, really trying to block shots is what I was trying to do.
She's going to have to learn, you know, with Elizabeth Kitley, sometimes we would tell her, you know, if you get in a situation where it could be a foul and it could put you in foul trouble, I'd say live to play another play. You know, almost like don't let it go, but make sure you don't foul. You know, and so that you can be on the court, because she'll be more valuable to us in a 5-minute stretch than, you know, one basket. And so that's just something that she's going to have to learn and go through it and understand her value to our team. You know, we're much better when she's out on the floor on both ends, and we need that. And you know, and I was proud of her because it was definitely their game plan when she had a 3rd foul and she came in the 4th quarter to go at her to see what she can do. And she played defense, moved her feet. She probably contested a little bit stronger than I wanted to on some of them, but and that's something that we'll watch film on tomorrow, and she'll get better at.
This one's for both of you guys. 54% of your usage tonight came through Clara and Georgia. How does your system run through those 2 girls?
I trust. A lot of it is trust, and you know, everyone will be able to gain it. I know what they're going to do with the basketball, you know, and both of them are good at scoring and assisting. You know, she's probably one of the best, if not the best, the passing post player that I've ever had. And so she can do it like a guard. I mean, she, you know, had the ball a couple times today. She went, you know, full court and got a layup. You know, those are things that we encourage her to do because we call her a big guard. So there's a lot of trust. We're still evolving, and I'm trying to figure out who's going to be a who. We want Deja Law to be able to facilitate some, score some. And Amelia, everyone. It's just a matter of just trying to get to know everybody. And right now, as we're moving along, who do I know the best? Those 2, and that's kind of what we run our stuff through.
Kenzie. I mean, you kind of answered it there at the end, but you talked about on Monday how you always hate the first game because you don't have any film yet. Now that you have 2 games under your belt, you talk so much about the room to grow with this team, but as the season gets further on, you play more games. Where can you see the potential of this team?
You know what? It's like this time of the year is the most frustrating for me and the most exciting. You know, because you don't know what you have, but you also want to be in full swing. And so, you know, the film sessions that we're going to have, like I told them to come to film session tomorrow, and what did I tell you?
Don't bring your popcorn.
Good. Yeah, it's not going to be a popcorn, you know, hey, let's watch a movie type deal. It's like, okay, we got to sit here, we got to get better. We got to get better because we got to look at the things that we did wrong. How can we get better in those opportunities? And if we do, and we bring the energy, this team has a lot more life than what they showed tonight. And when they do that, you know, that's going to give us, you know, more. We always say energy and effort is worth 8 points a game. And I don't think we utilized that tonight. And when we start doing that and we start getting the hustle plays that we really want, I think the potential is through the roof. It really is. We got to get some more production from our bench. But I like the pieces that we have, and we just got to continue to work together, and we can get better.
Coach,
we haven't seen many minutes from Sinai Tyler this season as compared to last, so what can she do during practice to earn more time?
She just has to continue to work. The one thing I will tell you is that I love her attitude. She didn't ask for this. You know, she signed up for one thing, and then something else happens, and then there's a big adjustment. And in her game, you know, she's really a good downhill player. And to be very honest with you, there's going to be a huge adjustment for her to have to play into our system. And she's doing everything, you know, maybe she can do a little bit more. I think everybody can. Clara can do a little bit more. But her attitude's been wonderful. She comes in, she works hard, she's trying to figure it out. I have no doubt that she's going to figure it out. And but the biggest thing I can say to her right now is, I can just praise her for her attitude, because she's continued to work hard, come into practice. She's just trying to understand our scheme, our philosophy, where we're going to get our opportunities. And then once she does, then I think she'll start to take off. But it's just an adjustment period for her right now.
Coach, tougher shooting night for Amelia today, but 16 boards.
Yeah.
What'd you like from her hustle?
It's the epitome. I mean, that's the epitome of if you're not doing your thing well, go do something else. And she wasn't shooting the ball well, but she never stopped rebounding. And that's a big plus what she can do for us. She's not just one-dimensional. She can do some other things, and that's exciting for us. Once she starts to get comfortable in what she can do, I'm still filling her out. I'm trying to get her more usage and get her the basketball in certain areas. I can't post her up because the Claras are in there, so we're trying to get her shots, but people know she can shoot, so I think we got to try to give her free in transition, but until she can really start getting on the roll, she found a way to help us against the rebounds.
Time for one or two more.
Speaking of the Claras, can you talk about Clara Silva? I mean, that post fadeaway, offensive rebounding, just talk about her performance.
Yeah, she's, I'm tickled with her, and I think I've talked about it before. She comes over here, and we throw her right into the fire. She doesn't have a summer. She didn't have time to get acclimated. She came right in. She came here, got here on a Saturday, was in class on Monday, trying to figure out everything, where to go, where to eat, what her teammates were like. But the beauty is she's very, very smart. She's very smart, and she understands everything that you say. She can articulate it. What did I ask her today? I asked her, and obviously when you talk about, an in-state game, and we say, this could be someone's Super Bowl. And I looked at her and said, you know what a Super Bowl is? She says, yes. And I said, no, you don't. I said, what does it mean? And she told me what the Super Bowl was. She said, football. Yeah, it's good, and it's good. I sound like her, don't I? Yeah. I spend so much time with her. But, I'm very, very excited about her potential. And she has to get a little bit more physical and, play a little bit with a little bit more urgency. But she has something that you can't teach, and that's height. You can't teach someone to be 6'7", and she's a great passer. So those two are going to be tremendous together for the next 3 years.
Coach, going into the half, Deja had no points but ended up with 10. Just, how important or how encouraging was it to see her kind of get hot, but how important moving forward will it be to see her, start off hot?
She didn't have a choice. She got a little tongue lashing at halftime, and I think that, she was either going to wilt or come out and play hard. She came out and played hard, but the only thing we said to her was to be confident. She passed up a couple opportunities, and we were like, what are you doing? And I even told her, I said, you're messing up my offense if you don't shoot that shot, because she's thinking that she's going to shoot it, so she's going to rebound. Everybody's waiting for her to shoot it, and she passed up a couple of opportunities, and we need more from her, and she's one of our best leaders. She's loud, she's vocal in practice, and tonight I thought she was just a little bit flat. But we need the effort that she gave in the second half, right from the beginning and throughout the game.
Coach,
a competitive first half. What did you see from NKU that gave you some trouble?
And again, I mean, they're very methodical. Their patience on offense it's something that our team, the way we play, we don't go out and take it away. I don't even know how many turnovers they had. They had 10 turnovers. All right, so we're not really that team that's going to make you turn the ball over. We're going to make you take a tough contested shot, and then when the ball comes off, we're going to rebound and we're going to get out and we go. That's the way that our teams have always been. And my years in the ACC, we used to pride ourselves in being last in steals. Because we didn't gamble. We guarded the paint. We were tall in a lot of positions. We contested shots. And we were always last in steals, but we're always first in defensive rebounding. And so that's a trade-off that I'll take because it's accountability. And so they run their stuff. He's a great coach. He's proven he's a winner. Obviously he's getting an opportunity now. We had a great conversation in the beginning. But they're going to cause a lot of people, some havoc, and they're never going to get blown out. Because they're not going to allow themselves to get blown out. It's kind of like control, basketball. They're not just going to go helter-skelter and run. They're very patient with their stuff, so that kind of gave us some problems.
Thank you all. We'll see you Monday.